Hey guys, what's going on? It's Dennis here. Just want to do a quick video on something that I've been thinking about lately. It's an important message, a strong message that I think everybody needs to hear at some point in their lives, and the sooner the better. And if you're listening to this or you're watching this, it may seem like I'm talking directly to you, and if it sounds that way or you feel that way, it's probably because it's a personal, issue that you may want to look at and put some time into. I know some of the things that I've learned about myself in the past. When if you feel like something is like, oh, that hit me, it happens a lot when you read a book or something like that. Like it's kind of like you're opening yourself to yourself. You're realizing some of the issues that you have personally, and you're kind of admitting that to yourself, or at least you feel it. Some people might not want to admit it to themselves, but you feel it, and you feel like that's an area you may need to work on. So really, the video is more about excuses versus reasons, and I have a story for you guys. There was these two brothers, and they grew up in the same household. And one day there was a gentleman. He went to interview them both. So the gentleman asked the one of the brothers. One of the brothers is actually wealthy, and the other one is not. And the interviewer goes, okay. He asked the one who's not wealthy. He goes, so why aren't you wealthy? Why don't you make money? Why aren't you where you want to be in life? And the guy goes, well, you know what? We always grew up poor. My family didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have much, and we just that's how we grew up. So here I am. I can't really escape that. And then the interviewer asks the wealthy brother, and he says, okay, so how'd you become wealthy? Why are you wealthy? He goes, well, because I grew up in a family where we didn't have much. We didn't have a lot of money, and so here I am. And the moral of the story is that you can have two people in the same situation. They're brothers. They grew up in the same household. They had the same problem, the same circumstances. Yet one decided to do one thing with it, and one decided to do the opposite. So the point of that story is to basically find out who you are. Which one are you in the situation? Because unfortunately, I get to be around a lot of people who they make a lot of excuses for themselves. They settle down, and that's it. Their life is over. This is what it is. I have no intention, no desire to do anything else. I'm accepting my circumstances. I'm just going to complain about it for the rest of my life. And it's everybody else's fault. It's society's fault. It's the government's fault. It's the economy's fault. It's the weather, but it's never me. That's the mentality people have. And so the point of that story is to find out which one of those people you are. And I think that's crucial for you to decide and figure out who are you. Are you the type of person that you take circumstances and everything externally is the problem, and you never take responsibility for where you're at? Or are you the person that says, you know what, this is a problem, I see it for what it is, and because I've had the problem and I'm tired of the problem, I'm going to fix it once and for all? And it's very easy to fall into that victim mentality. Oh, my family grew up a certain way, or just those self-limiting beliefs, and just choosing to believe a lie, and just justifying where you're at with things that only you believe. For every excuse that you make for yourself, I can find you somebody who's already done it despite that excuse. So you need to be very, very careful when you start making excuses for yourself, because the only one that's hindered and affected by that excuse is you. Sometimes I feel that some people, they'll give an excuse like, oh, this happened, and it happened because of that, as if they were trying to make the person that they were talking to believe that. And once that person believes that, say, okay, cool, I'm in the green. They believed it, awesome. That is a huge problem, because what ends up happening is you start conditioning yourself to just give excuses for yourself for everything that you're not doing or you're doing wrong. And the people around you start seeing you like that type of person. And now, but more importantly, you are that person now. Regardless of what anybody else is saying, you are that person. Where whenever you are lacking in an area, or you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, it's okay because of this. You become really good at finding what the reason was. Oh, it was raining, so I couldn't do that. Oh yeah, I was hot. I felt a little bit sick. Or and as time progresses, it gets worse. You start making excuses for little things, and you just become this person that is very quick on their feet. Oh, it's because of that, and you never get anything done, and you drive yourself deeper and deeper into a hole. So the point of this video is so that you can now think to yourself, are you making excuses or do you have reasons? Because the poor guy in the story, the poor brother, he used his background as an excuse to fail for the rest of his life. And guess who was affected by that? Only him. Because the brother that was wealthy, that was sitting right next to him, had a completely different circumstance, a completely different lifestyle, with the same background. That's the difference between an excuse and a reason. And I see people all day long just settling. Oh, it's because of this. The economy's bad. I want you to think about something. A lot of people use that excuse. The economy's bad, or the government, or it's a school system, or my job sucks. Maybe if I just got a raise, things will get better. At what point do you say I'm going to take control? Because you can't control the weather. You can't control the school system. You can't control the government, and you can't control your job because you don't own any of that. You don't own any of it. So instead of just sitting back and complaining about everything like a little kid and be like, oh, this is the problem and it's never me, it's always something else. At what point are you going to take control over your situation and stop settling? The only reason you think it's okay to settle is because everybody around you is doing the same thing. So the spotlight is not on you. That's the thing. People don't want the spotlight on them. So they just settle down, feel cool, just another black penguin in the millions of penguins. You don't know the difference, and everybody's in the same hole. I challenge you to get around a couple of people, a handful of people that are maybe your same age, maybe have the same backgrounds and interests and things like that as you, who are doing a little bit better than you are. Because what's going to end up happening is you're going to realize that, hey, these people are just like me. And not only that, it's going to tick you off. And that's a good thing, because you need that to realize, you know what? They have what I want, and they're just like me. So maybe I don't need to be, accepting my own excuses. What am I doing differently? What are they doing that allows them to get those results? And why do I keep getting the same results and I'm always stuck? See, what I realize is it's easier to hang around people that are just like you. If you're sucking at life, you got nothing going on, you hang around the people that are just like you because they don't challenge you. You fit right in. You speak the same language, and everybody's just chilling. Nobody expects anything of you. When you're around a group of winners, it's the opposite. You know that people are expecting you to do something. You need to be doing something, or else you're not going to be part of the group. Not only that, losers and people that have nothing going on and haters, they don't like to be around people that are succeeding because it challenges them and it makes them look inside. Because here's this person, this successful person, just walks in the room without saying a word, is now challenging all the haters in the room because they realize, hey, damn, he did it anyway. And, despite whatever problems he had, he did it. But look at me. So the only thing I have left to do is just try to put him down so that I can feel better about myself and reduce the suck factor. That's all it is. I heard that word a long time ago, the suck factor. So I'm stealing it. But that's a part of the lesson. And I got a couple things written down because I didn't want to forget a couple of important points. Another story that goes hand in hand with that. So there was this guy named Jack, right? And Jack knows an old man. So Jack goes to visit his friend, the old man, at his house. And he goes up the steps, and he goes up the steps. He's going to go knock on the door. And he looks to the side, and he realizes, the old man's dog is just sitting on the porch crying. And he's like, what the hell? So he knocks on the door, and the old man opens. And then Jack's like, hey, how you going? How's it doing? And this and that. He's like, oh, cool. And he's like, hey, your dog's crying. What's wrong with him? And the old man goes, he's like, oh, yeah. He's sitting on a nail. And Jack is like, why doesn't he get up? He's like, oh, yeah, it hurts, but it doesn't hurt enough for him to get off of it. And I want you to think about that. Your situation sucks. You know it sucks. But it's not enough to get you to get off the nail. I love that story because when I heard that, I was like, wow. That resonated with so many things that I've been through. And I'm like, wow, how many people know their situation sucks and they accept it because the nail is not sharp enough? Is that what it is? Maybe you need to you lose your car, your house before you make a decision. I think that's And I always believe things happen for a reason. Sometimes, what I found out from a lot of self-development material that I've listened to and read and things like that, and just knowing a lot of successful people, I realized that you don't do what you need to do unless you're at the bottom of the barrel. When the only place to go is up, that's when you'll do something to move forward. It's not when things are kind of okay. It's bad, but not that bad enough for you to do something about it. And I realized that because I realized that with myself. I went years. I've been working towards the same goal since I was 17 years old for the last 8 years, and now I'm starting to see results. And I realized that in between those years, sometimes I would slack off and things like that. The vehicle I was using was different, but the situation is the same. When things are okay, you don't really feel that push, to get you to keep moving and to put in work, because things are bad, but they're not that bad. You'll feel angry one day. Man, I gotta do this, and I gotta get my own spot, and I gotta do this, I gotta get my car and all that stuff. And the next day you wake up and you forgot that you even had that conversation with yourself. And that goes on and on and on and on. When it really hits you, I'm talking about when you're sick of being tired and sick of being tired. That is when you're gonna say, you know what? I'm sick of this. I don't care what it takes. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm going to do what I got to do on a daily basis. I'm going to get exactly what I want. When you're there mentally, because it doesn't matter what else is going on. If you're not there mentally, you're not going to do it. You say you're serious, but you're not really serious. And I'm not saying that because I think I'm better than you. I'm saying that because I was there. Oh, man, watch. I'm going to do this and that. And you're telling everybody, you're all pissed off. 2 days later, you're back exactly where you were, just chilling. Laying down in bed watching TV instead of doing what you're supposed to do. And you fight with yourself day after day, week after week, month after month. Years pass by in the same situation. Because the nail is not sharp enough. When you're on the bottom of the barrel and you're actually sick and tired of being sick and tired, that is when you're going to move forward. It's like that whole video, a lot of people have seen it. Say, when you want success bad enough as much as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. The people that are successful, the millionaires that I know, and the other people that are almost there, they were at the bottom. The only place was up. They were on the streets. They were homeless or living in their cars. They had enough of a reason to do something. So the point of the video is to challenge you to look at your circumstances and not wait until something ridiculously bad happens so that you can make a decision, because you're an adult and you don't need that to happen. I want you to assess what you got going on, what you're working on, and make sure that what you're doing is going to get you what you want. Be an adult and raise your awareness level. To me, that's the biggest thing. I think I've never heard that even in an audio in a book, but I personally realize that everything comes down to awareness level. How aware are you of what you're doing? How aware are you of your surroundings? People just kind of just get up in the morning, brush your teeth, put their clothes on, and you can do everything that you do on a daily basis in your sleep. Why? Because you've done it so many times without even thinking about it. I can drive to where I gotta go with my eyes closed because I've done it so many times. How many people could do that when they go to work? You could drive with your eyes closed. You know when the light's going to turn green, when it's going to turn red. You don't even worry about nothing. Boom. And you get there. And you're like, man, how the hell did I get here? I wasn't even paying attention. I got here so fast. Because you do it all the time. The problem with doing things over and over and over and over and over and over and over without thinking about it is it becomes routine. You become conditioned and programmed to do it over and over and over without thinking, like you're tying your shoes. Going to work every day without really thinking about what you're doing, and if it's going to get you what you want, it's going to screw you over. It's going to screw you over. Because if you've lost that ability to go into work or do something that you don't like doing, and to be like, man, I hate this crap. If you lost that ability, if you're just okay, work sucks, same old, same old. What do you mean same old, same old? How old are you? Do something about it. Are you 3 years old? You can't even, what's the problem? Like me, when I'm in a situation that I'm like, you know what? In fact, I like it because I take that as motivation. I go into somewhere, like if I go to work or something and I don't like it, I have a blast, because in my mind I'm like, you know what? I don't care what this manager said. I don't care what this person's doing. I don't care what this loser's doing or not doing. I don't care what's going on. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna work not for them, for me. I'm gonna work for me because I know my own work ethic. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna bang it out. But I know why I'm there, and I know what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? I am not just another robot that walks into work, clocks in, works, and bitches about it. And the only option I have for a better situation is to get a second job so that I can have a little bit more money and continue with the... No, if you haven't realized at whatever age you are now, because I realized this at 17, so there is no excuse. And I knew even before that, but I didn't have the awareness that I have now. If you don't know that Trading your hours for dollars does not work and is not going to get you what you want at whatever age you're at. Your awareness level is about that big. That big. That I think I could ask my blue and gold macaw avian, and I think he realizes that. What are you doing? And my thing is not to tell you, oh, hate your job. No, we need people to work. There's doctors and all that. Great. That's not what I'm talking about. Raise your awareness level. Realize that the external factors don't matter. They don't matter. Don't blame the government. It doesn't matter if your president is pink, blue, green, or yellow. I don't care about that. The people who are not aware will care about that. Oh, my president is black, so things are going to change now. The president is only concerned with helping his family. He doesn't even know you exist. So stop expecting a check in the. I haven't gotten one. I don't know. Maybe you've gotten one. Maybe what, $5? I don't know. But all I know is that nothing he does or anybody in Congress is really gonna affect me. I know that the only person that could change my life is me. Me. I wake up with me and I go to sleep with me every single day. You see what I'm saying? You need to start realizing. You know what? Forget what these people are doing, what they're saying, because it doesn't matter. Because it's not gonna affect me as much as I want it to. They're not out there to help you. Nobody's out there to really go out of their way to help you out. They don't even know you exist. It's not the economy, because it's easy. You can say, oh, the economy is the problem. Really? Because my economy is not your economy. My economy is not my business partners that I'm working with will make 6 figures income a year, and they're my age and younger. That's not their economy. Everybody has their own economy, so don't get into the trap of allowing yourself to believe that the economy is a problem. Because no matter how high or how low it is, there's still people driving Lambos. There's still people in $5 million homes. There's still people buying yachts and planes. They don't care. They're still traveling. They're not worried about that because they created their own economy. Don't get into that habit. Oh, maybe if I get a couple more hours. You don't control your job, so don't expect more hours. Don't wait around for a 25-cent raise a year. That's what broke people do. They don't do it. Raise your awareness level. Raise your awareness level. And another thing that I realized this a while back. A lot of people have been conditioned and programmed by society and what their own mind is telling them is okay to believe, but if I try to make money outside of my job, that's weird. What are people going to think about me if I try to have a business or something, If I try to get out of the whole rat race, if I try to stop making, linear income and things like that. Number one, screw what everybody else thinks. That's not important. That's number one. But I see people that don't believe that they can even replace. If they make $3,000 a month, I don't even want to say the statistic because I'm probably going to get it wrong. But the majority of Americans, the American household, I believe the average American household brings in, I think it's like $40,000 a year for a couple. $40,000 a year for couples. That's the average. I want you to think about that for a second. That's crazy. But how can those same people that don't believe that they can have a business and even replace their income in a business that they make in their jobs, that don't believe it, will then go to a supermarket or some type of grocery store and go play the lotto? How can you believe that you're going to win the lotto? At what point do you think it's okay? It's your mind that's screwing you. And I'm telling you this, again, raise your awareness level. Your mind is screwing you. Stop letting people put trash in your head. Stop and think about what you do. Stop being a robot. How can you possibly believe that you are going to go somewhere and you're going to go against millions? You can get electrocuted twice in one day before you win the lotto. I want you to ask yourself one question. When was the last time you got electrocuted once? How can you slightly believe that you're going to win the lotto and make millions, but you can't believe you can replace $3,000 a month in your business? I want you to explain that to me. Because if you're watching this, again, if it's bothering you, it's a good thing. Because if you already knew what I was telling you, then it wouldn't bother you. You don't grow unless you're uncomfortable. That's how muscles grow. You tear them apart and you build them again. So I'm telling you this, you can raise your awareness level. And I'm telling you this because I knew this at 17 and I'm 24. So if you're older than that, there's no excuse. Like I said before, if there's an excuse, there's also a person who did it regardless. I'm telling you this right now. You have two choices now. Raise your awareness level and be mature and adult. And don't get offended by it telling, because again, I'm not telling you this because I think I'm better than you. I'm telling you this because now I know this and I'm trying to help you out. You can either take this and run with it and be mature and make changes, Or you could just act like you never saw this and keep doing the same thing and, you know, let everybody blow right by you. And you could be amongst all the other people in the bottom of society that don't do anything with their lives but complain. Everybody's really good at complaining. But again, back to my story. How can you think that you're going to win the lotto? And those same people that think that they can win the lotto, but they can't replace their income at work, are the same people that will look at a business opportunity and put it down. How can you possibly complain about money and then put down a business opportunity? Number one, that's crazy because you can't put something down if you have no options, number one. You don't have options. You only have one job, one stream of income. Stop acting like you got options because you don't, number one. But you're going to put down a business opportunity, regardless of what it is. I don't care if you're selling horse crap, because the reality is you can make more money selling horse crap than you could do what you're making at your job. That's number one. As long as you're an entrepreneur, you can do whatever you want. But they'll turn around and they'll call, that's, that looks like a get-rich-quick thing. That looks like a scheme to me. I don't know, man. The guy at the top is making all the money. Look at your job. Again, raise your awareness level. You have supervisors, and you will never make more than your supervisor. The supervisor will never make more than his manager. That manager, supervisor will never make, and it goes all the way to the top of the line. So what are you complaining about? Again, let's just clear that. That's not even that. That's one thing. But how can you say something is a scheme if you're trying to win the lotto overnight and make money with no work? That does not make sense. It doesn't make sense. Have you stopped to think about that? Again, awareness. Awareness is the theme of the video if you haven't caught that yet. Awareness level. Stop to think about what you're doing on a daily basis. What your mind is telling you. What I realized a long time ago is that, you know what? If I keep doing the same things and I keep getting the same results, maybe I should stop changing the way I respond to things. I learned a couple days ago that E plus R equals O. The event plus your response equals the outcome. You can't change the event. You can't change the government. You can't change the school system or the economy. You can't change anything. You can't change the weather. You can change your response to it, though. Like the guy in the beginning that I mentioned, the wealthy brother, he changed. He couldn't change that he grew up in a broke home. He couldn't change that. What he could change is his response to the situation and the circumstances and create something great out of it. He could have easily just sat back, oh man, excuse. I got the green light to lose now, man. Hey, brother, let's lose together because, our parents are broke. No, that's what kids do. Green light, it's okay to lose. Hey, guys, let's all lose together because this is how we grew up. No, stop. Don't be a loser. Say, if this is a problem, I'm going to fix it. Because if you don't fix it and you just complain about it, you're just like the dog on the porch that was bitching about the nail but didn't get off because it wasn't sharp enough. This video has gone on pretty long. I hope you got the message. I hope you got something out of that. And raise your awareness level. Just stop and think every single day, what am I doing? Why am I waking up at this time? Why do I have to go to sleep at this time? I'm a grown adult. What's going on? I don't need anybody to tell me when to put what clothes to put on, when I need to wake up, when to come in, when I could pee, when I'm hungry, when I could come home. Hey, yeah, babe, I want to take you out to dinner next weekend, but I can't because I got to work and I got to ask my boss if it's okay for me and you to go out. Since when did it become okay to ask another man if you can take your wife out? That's crazy to me. But I'm an entrepreneur, so my awareness level is way higher, and I'm challenging you to raise your awareness level, not for me, but for you and your own family's sake. Be the rich person, the rich brother in the story. Do not be the dog sitting on a nail. If you're going to complain, remember that the only person that's affected by you complaining is you, and you'll probably take your family down with it. With that being said, guys, I hope you got something out of this. I will see you in the next video. Peace.